The world of American retail is changing fast. For decades, shopping was a predictable experience. You went to a mall or a main street store, you looked at products on shelves, you paid a cashier and went home. But today, that familiar picture is being completely redrawn. New technologies and powerful companies are rewriting the rules. This is not just a small shift, it is a fundamental transformation of how we buy things. These changes are creating both exciting opportunities and serious concerns. The very foundation of the retail sector, a huge part of the US economy, feels like it is shaking, leaving many to wonder what will be left standing when the dust settles. This transformation matters to everyone. It affects the jobs of millions of Americans who work in stores, warehouses, and delivery services. It impacts the health of our local communities, where small businesses struggle to keep up with giant competitors. The way we shop also says a lot about our culture and our daily lives. The shift from browsing in a physical store to clicking on a screen changes our relationship with the products we buy and the people who sell them. Understanding this new retail battlefield is crucial, because its outcome will shape our economy and our neighborhoods for years to come. It is a story about more than just shopping. It is a story about modern American life. The forces driving this change are powerful and complex. The rise of the internet created a new marketplace that never closes. Smartphones put a superstore in everyone's pocket. But it is not just about technology. Three giant companies, Apple, Walmart, and Costco, are leading this charge in very different ways. Each one has a unique strategy that is forcing every other retailer to adapt or risk being left behind. They are not just selling products, they are selling experiences, convenience, and value. Their immense scale and influence allow them to set new standards for everything from price to customer service, creating a high-stakes environment where only the strongest can survive. As these giants grow even bigger, they create ripples that are felt across the entire industry. Their success puts immense pressure on smaller, traditional retailers. Department stores and specialty shops that once anchored our shopping centers are now fighting for their lives. The competition is more intense than ever before. Stores are not just competing with the shop next door anymore, they are competing with global logistics networks and sophisticated online platforms. This intense pressure is what leads many experts to talk about a potential retail meltdown. They worry that the industry is becoming a winner-take-all game, where a few dominant players control everything. Apple has completely revolutionized the idea of a retail store. An Apple store is not just a place to buy a phone or a laptop, it is an experience. The company designs its stores to be sleek, modern, and inviting, almost like art galleries. They call them town squares where people can gather, learn, and explore. Customers are encouraged to touch and play with the products for as long as they want. The staff, known as geniuses, are not there just to sell. They are there to help, teach, and solve problems. This focus on customer experience and education builds incredible brand loyalty. Apple proved that a physical store could be a powerful marketing tool, not just a point of sale. Walmart, on the other hand, dominates through its mastery of logistics and its promise of everyday low prices. For decades, Walmart has been the king of big box retail. It built its empire by offering the widest possible selection of goods at the lowest possible prices. Its strategy relies on an incredibly efficient supply chain that can move massive amounts of products around the country and the world. In recent years, Walmart has invested heavily in e-commerce to compete with online rivals. It has successfully blended its physical and digital operations, offering services like curbside pickup and home delivery. Walmart's goal is to be the one-stop shop for everything a family needs, whether they buy it in a store or online. Costco's approach is different yet again. It operates on a membership model which creates a loyal customer base right from the start. Shoppers pay an annual fee for the privilege of accessing Costco's warehouse stores. In return, they get access to a curated selection of products in bulk quantities at very low prices. Costco does not try to sell everything. Instead, it focuses on offering high-quality items that it can sell in large volumes. This treasure hunt atmosphere, where you never know what new deal you might find, keeps customers coming back. By limiting its selection and focusing on volume, Costco keeps its overhead low and passes the savings on to its members. These three titans show that there is no single path to success in modern retail. Apple focuses on premium experience and brand worship. Walmart focuses on scale, price, and convenience for the mass market. Costco focuses on value and loyalty through its membership model. However, their combined influence is enormous. They are setting the new expectations for all other retailers. If a store cannot offer a unique experience like Apple, unbeatable prices like Walmart, or incredible value like Costco, it will find it very difficult to attract and keep customers. They have raised the bar so high that they are shaking the very foundations of the entire retail sector. The global supply chain is the invisible network that brings products to store shelves. But in recent years, this network has become fragile and unpredictable. The COVID-19 pandemic caused massive disruptions, shutting down factories and clogging up ports. These problems have not entirely gone away. Political tensions, trade disputes, and even climate change can cause sudden delays and shortages. For retailers, this is a huge problem. If they cannot get products to sell, they cannot make money. Empty shelves frustrate customers and can send them to a competitor. These supply chain headaches make it much harder for businesses, especially smaller ones, to plan and operate effectively. At the same time, the competition in retail has become incredibly fierce. It is no longer just about the store across the street. Today, retailers are competing with online giants like Amazon, which can offer a nearly endless selection of products with fast, free shipping. This has forced traditional stores to change how they do business. They have to invest in their own websites and delivery services just to keep up. This competition drives down prices and profit margins, making it harder for companies to stay profitable. The pressure is constant, and it comes from every direction, from global e-commerce players to discount stores. This intense environment is creating a clear divide between the winners and the losers. Companies like Apple, Walmart, and Costco have the size and resources to handle these challenges. They can invest billions in their supply chains to make them more resilient. They can afford to lower prices to beat competitors. They can spend heavily on technology to improve the customer experience. But smaller and mid-sized retailers do not have these advantages. They are caught in the middle, squeezed by rising costs on one side and intense competition on the other. This is why we see so many familiar store names disappearing from our malls and main streets. This fierce rivalry also changes how stores operate. To survive, many are turning to new technologies. They are using data to understand what customers want and to predict future trends. They are installing self-checkout kiosks to reduce labor costs. Some are even experimenting with robots in their warehouses to speed up order fulfillment. While these innovations can help companies become more efficient, they also have a downside. They can lead to job losses and make the shopping experience feel less personal. The race to compete is pushing retailers to automate and optimize every part of their business, which is fundamentally changing the nature of retail work. The way we shop has changed forever, and these new habits are here to stay. Today's consumers expect convenience above all else. They want to be able to buy what they want, when they want, and how they want. This means they expect stores to have great websites, easy-to-use mobile apps, and fast delivery options. They also want personalized experiences. They like it when a retailer remembers their past purchases and suggests new products they might like. This shift in consumer behavior puts a lot of pressure on stores. They must constantly innovate and invest in technology to meet these high expectations. The days of a one-size-fits-all shopping experience are over. Some experts are sounding the alarm, warning of a potential collapse in parts of the retail sector. They see a future where a few massive companies control the vast majority of sales. This could lead to a wave of bankruptcies for less competitive retailers. The closure of thousands of stores would have a devastating impact on local communities. It would mean the loss of jobs and the decline of commercial areas like shopping malls, which were once social hubs. These experts worry that if too much power is concentrated in the hands of a few giants, it could lead to less choice and potentially higher prices for consumers in the long run. The consequences of this retail shakeup will be felt by everyone. For shoppers, it could mean more convenience and lower prices in the short term, but less variety and fewer local options over time. For workers, the future is uncertain. While new jobs are being created in e-commerce and logistics, many traditional retail jobs are disappearing. The new jobs may also be less stable and offer lower pay. The impact on the broader economy is also a major concern. Retail is a massive employer and a key driver of economic activity. A significant downturn in the sector could slow economic growth and contribute to greater inequality. In conclusion, the U.S. retail industry is at a critical crossroads. The powerful strategies of companies like Apple, Walmart, and Costco, combined with economic pressures and changing consumer habits, are creating a new and challenging landscape. While this transformation brings innovation and efficiency, it also carries significant risks. The potential for a retail meltdown is real, and it threatens the jobs and local businesses that form the backbone of many communities. The path forward will require careful navigation. The future of how we shop will ultimately determine the health of our local economies and the well-being of millions of American workers and their families.